What about with the Rangers then? I can't help but notice I don't think you mentioned Shesterkin in any of that top 10 list. The guy's a 913. He's been very good.
And last year you would have.
Yeah. How's it going for old Shesty?
All year. Shesty's 16 right now. He referred to his performance as, I can't even say it because we're on radio, but he referred to his last performance as SH something.
Yeah.
And he's not happy with himself. And, I wish he wouldn't have said that, because the thing about drawing more attention to yourself when it's not going well is that you just spin the narrative out of control. I remember giving up a goal in in Atlanta once, where I slammed my stick afterwards and the ice chips came up and everything. And it was a broken play that went off a guy, that backdoor, similar to last night's VZ goal. And Benoit Allaire tells me after the game, he's like, look, the coaches are all talking because they think you should have had that now because of the way you responded after it went in. And if you don't do that, the guys aren't going to think behind that door over there that you should have had it. So you're not drawing that attention on yourself. And that's a real big thing for the young athlete to learn. It's keep your composure. I shouldn't be able to tell whether that's the biggest save of your season or the worst goal you've ever allowed. Same routine after you get scored on. Take a drink from your water bottle from the top of the net like every goalie does. Everyone's thirsty after they get scored on. And then just get on with your routine and let the puck drop and play next puck mentality. But as far as Shesterkin, guys, I don't know if you saw the Thomas Tatar goal the other night against the Devils, and he comes in on his backhand. He's from outside the slot, and he's looking to Hischier on the back door, but he was far away. And Shesterkin leans. He gives up short side shelf. It's a low danger goal because it's outside slot, backhand, sharp angle. But in the previous game, Draisaitl scores in the back door where Edmonton comes from behind and beats the Rangers. So now he doesn't think his back door is covered. And you guys know what hockey is like. It's first couple months of the season, build trust. And right now he doesn't know that his back door is covered. He's given up 5 goals on 12 of those types of passes. So now he's not sure. He's tracking towards giving up 20 low east-west goals this year for a guy last year that gave up 7 all season. It's not him. If he would have just tracked Bourne, if he would have just tracked that pass to Hischier and just played it true from the stick of Tatar, he would have got across compact. It would have been a routine save. I've seen it a million times with him. He's got to just get back to playing his game and controlling what he can control and stop trying to do everyone else's job, because ultimately you end up giving up the clear view shot that you should have had when you're trying to be responsible for other guys on your team.
Are goalies today having a lot more trouble looking like you had just mentioned after a bad goal, just go same routine, same water bottle drink? We've had conversations about Jack Campbell and, not leading the narrative after a game or the body language. Is it a personality flaw? Is it a character flaw? Can you teach someone to look like it's just any other goal?
Kipper, I know that you're on the same page with me here. Half the league shouldn't even be in the NHL right now. Honestly, they should have been in the minors longer. Yeah. And you learn these things by going through those experiences when the lights aren't on you so bright. And I wonder, have you guys ever seen anybody that was a prospect that was overcooked in the minors?
No, I don't think that's a thing.
You know what I mean? I haven't. I was in the American League for 8 years. I never once looked across the locker room and, oh, man, that guy's got to be up right now. He's been here too long. No, everybody is where they're supposed to be in their development at that time. And I just think the salary cap is killing the NHL with having too many young guys that aren't ready yet emotionally. You could be the best guy in training camp, but you're still not emotionally mature enough to be in the National Hockey League. And you got to go through it. Now, this conversation isn't pertaining to Shesterkin because he's had his 200 games of development between the American League, and he did start the American Hockey League, dominated. He was too good to be there, so they had to pull him out. But before that in the KHL, it's just one of those things, too, where Shesterkin never embarrasses his teammates, okay? Mm-hmm. He is so positionally sound. I felt like Henrik had this problem, too, where somebody would say to me, oh, he should have had it. He was there. I'm like, yeah, no crap, he should have had it. He was there because he's one of 10 guys that could be there. So many other guys would be laid out, and I see John Gibson do this a lot, where he lies out and scrambles, and sometimes in a way showing up your teammates like, hey, man, it wasn't that hard of a chance. Relax with the rollover and the extra extended theatrics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Shesterkin's always there, so he's always physically going to get beat by the puck because he's really good at reading it. And so now that he's kind of going through this, it just seems to me like it's one of those things that I think it's about what you guys talk about a lot in your show, man. It's dealing with the pressure of right now being a contender. And the Rangers, when they woke up yesterday morning, they weren't a contender anymore. You know, that's a team now that should have a chip back on their shoulder. They're an underdog. They're outside the playoffs. So maybe they're more comfortable being an underdog. And hopefully, because I cover them and you guys know what it's like to cover a team when they're going through it a little bit, it makes work harder. I'm hoping they use that as a springboard and start going here because they're going to have to get on a roll of 5, 6, or 7 to get comfortably back in it, to the point where before you know it, you're in March and you're looking at the trade deadline and you're hoping your GM pulls the trigger on some pieces. So the next time you're a contender, now you've gone through it and maybe you build off of the experience of failing as a contender and having that tag the first time through.